Activate.
Hi, man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Pink Cloud. We are a show that's all about multiple pathways to recovery, mental health, all that good stuff. I am DJ Kelly Reverb, and I am an RSPS.
And I also eat Dinty beef stew.
Dinty Moore beef stew. and go to the restroom and hit my O-ring, brother.
O-ring.
Yeah, that's a mechanic term. So
yeah.
like,
Snap ring,
I blew out my O-ring eating some Dinty Moore beef stew one time.
I need to go to the bathroom and replace my head gasket.
Anyway, but appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff.
Smash that fucking like button.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of smashing that like button, ladies and gentlemen, Chad LeMans.
Und yeah, I'm so privileged to be here. I am so happy.
We have all the updated sound effects.
We got new sound effects because I had to do legislation with the government to be able
to make
from Nova Scotia to be able to put
beeps and boops.
to new beeps and boops on my thing because I was inspired at all times in my entire life by Madonna and Depeche Mode and Tom Thumb. Those three things are what keep me going on a daily basis.
All right.
And that is it.
No
that is fantastic.
No dire straits. I'm not.
Straits.
I'm not such a. I'm not such a teen man.
Anyway, hey man, I'm glad this guy could make it. He's a busy dude. He's a busy mechanic and a speed metal enthusiast. Slam metal. Slam
He
metal.
said,
Slam
hey, brother,
metal.
hey, you better slam that like button if you like
right.
slam metal.
So they call it slamming brutal death metal.
Oh, well, there we go. They're all three good adjectives, so I like them all, and I approve of them all. But anyway, give it up for Garrett Startz, everybody. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. A little tired. I came here straight from work, but, you know.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Life is good. I can't complain.
Well, we appreciate you actually making it.
For sure.
Probably something you wouldn't have done in your addiction.
No. Fuck no.
Right. So, yeah, how old of a guy are you?
So I'm 24.
Okay, so you're a young buck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
All right. Well,
I don't feel like it, though.
I would say so. I mean, you know.
My body physically doesn't feel like it. I was just in the ER the other night and all kinds of shit.
Okay.
From, I think, like...
Past use.
Yeah,
probably. Okay.
But
well, let's talk a little bit about the backstory. I mean, that's what we normally do, and kind of hopefully
talk louder,
and hopefully we can somebody will hear your story, relate, and maybe save them the trouble. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. So I mean, I don't know. I grew up in fucking the Colony, kind of down the road, north Dallas. You know what I mean? But my dad's alcoholic, was in, 12-step program and stuff like that.
So you kind of grew up around it.
Yeah. I mean, my parents, divorced when I was really young and stuff like that, but I never, I don't think I really started to realize what was going on until maybe I was like 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I kind of knew, like, okay, this, my dad and his friends, like, are alcoholics or whatever and stuff like that. But I never, it didn't like click for me that there's like a real chance of me being an addict until way later.
Right. Well, you don't even know what an alcoholic is.
Yeah,
really. At
that
10,
age,
you're
man,
like, oh.
At that age,
he
I
drinks
wasn't
a lot
really,
of beer.
Yeah, I was just more concerned with riding dirt bikes and shit like that.
Right.
I wasn't
important
really,
stuff.
Yeah, important stuff at the time.
Right.
But I mean, dude, like in school, even without drugs, like I always was, just wanted to get into shit. Me and I had a stepbrother who passed away last year. We were very close, and we used to just get into all kinds of stuff.
Okay. How did he pass?
So he actually we think he got killed.
Okay.
But there's not like, there's a murder investigation and stuff, I think, right now. But it's not like, for a while I thought it was an OD, but I guess he was like dosed by somebody.
Like a fentanyl poisoning?
No, it's this. They're trying to figure out what it is because it wasn't actually fentanyl.
Okay.
So some crafty,
it was some government shit.
Some fucking wormwood shit, bro.
Right. Okay.
Some CIA. But no, it was like this girl that he was involved with. Is like fucking crazy.
Okay.
And so we're like 99% sure she killed him.
Ah,
you know what I mean?
okay.
And like a bunch of weird stuff is going on with like, you know, her and my family and stuff now. It's crazy.
Okay.
But, you know, it's lit.
Right.
So, but
That's definitely not mid, brother.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know, like, I tried sports, you know, and I just fucking, you know, I played soccer and I played, you know, fucking whatever the fuck it was. And then I got into,
Tiddlywinks.
I got into like football in middle school.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was
Right.
horrible. I was trash.
Well, you're kind of a small guy
Yeah,
for football.
I'm a smaller
Yeah.
guy, and you know, too metal for that anyways.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
So
fucking
I fucking-
posers.
Metal and sports are
Yeah.
not necessarily normal.
Well, I wanted to be
Yeah.
like my dad. You know,
Right.
my dad played, you know, was a badass athlete. You know what I mean? And so growing up, I was like put in sports. You know, my friends and all that shit would do that. You know?
Right.
But then there's like there's some, I think when you're like 11, 12, 13 years old and you don't really fit in with that kind of, you know, environment or crowd or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
You go do other shit and figure out what
Right.
you're comfortable with. You know what I mean?
You find
And
your
so,
people, you find your tribe.
Dude, in my case, I was cool with everybody.
Right.
You know, because I think I was so insecure. Like I always felt like, you know, kind of like a sad and angry kid, you know? But like through, I don't know, just hanging out and experiencing life differently, like I started experimenting with drugs, you know? what I
Okay.
mean? Like I'd never, at home was always, you know, kind of fucking, I'm not going to say it was like horrible, but like my home life was a little weird because the dynamic between my parents, like we're divorced, and like now I have, you know, step parents and siblings and all this stuff. And I'm going back and forth from, you know, I live with my grandma on the older side of the colony, like on the south side, and then my dad lived on the nicer side, the north side. So I
Right.
got to experience both, like,
Sure.
environments. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not like it's fucking Harlem or anything. It's just,
Right.
it's just
Dude,
it's the colony, you know what I mean?
South
Yeah.
South Colony's
Bro,
hard,
south of 423, it's fucking going down.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man, a lot of Mexicans. You know, I hung out with a lot. You know, and I'm my mom's side of the family is Mexican.
Okay, so you're part Latino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
Okay.
I wish I could speak better Spanish, but
Right.
I'm learning.
Okay.
I took 3 years of that shit, dude, and I can't say shit. I can say a bunch of words that don't make any sense together
Yeah.
and make it sound like I know what I'm talking about to
Yeah.
people who don't know Spanish.
Well, you know what's cool is like when I lived in Oklahoma for a long time, but because of my complexion, that people think like,
Oh, they start rapping Spanish to you
no,
already.
they're like, "Are you native? What tribe are you?" You know what
oh
I mean?
yeah, I
And
can
I'm
see
just
that.
like, bro, I'm not
Right.
native.
Sure.
And there's tribal police out there, man. You know what I mean?
yeah, dude,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know all about
And
them.
so I would always be like doing like something illegal,
Uh-huh.
and my friends would trip like, "Bro, there's the tribal cops are there." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not fucking native. I'm not worried about the tribal cops, but
Right.
they can fucking pull you over."
Right.
No matter
yeah.
what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can
Tribal-
also give you a heroin charge and then send it to the other county.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that just ends up getting dropped one day because it was just a piece of cotton anyways. But
Yeah.
how do I know any of that? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like I 13, like when I was in high school, like early high school, late middle school, me and my brother were really into like trying psychedelics, and
Okay.
shit like that, you know. And at the time, like my first like experience getting high, like my first time ever getting high was actually on cough syrup.
Okay.
So like I had
Well,
smoked
I mean,
weed.
it's there. Yeah.
I had smoked weed prior.
Are you talking about the cough syrup with actual codeine?
No,
in
fuck
it?
no. I'm talking about
DXN.
fucking NyQuil, bro.
Right,
Yeah,
NyQuil.
dude.
All right.
And Robitussin and stuff like that, because you know we would go at this time they had Quercetin, and anyone that like has
Triple C's, baby.
anyone that's been in the DXM like world knows that like there it used to be really easy to get, and like bro, there's even people that fucking extract it. But
Uh-huh.
That's besides the point.
Right.
We would steal it from Kroger or whatever, and then go home and get fucked up.
Right.
And so I noticed, like, I started with that, and then I started smoking weed pretty heavily. Mm-hmm. And then we were selling drugs also at
Okay.
the time. Me and my brother were. So it became like,
What were your wares? What were you peddling?
weed brownies,
Uh-huh.
oxy, Adderall. So basically just pills and weed.
Right. But before like the fentanyl came along,
man, when I started getting high, like when I first was becoming an addict, and really all the way up till a couple of years ago, fentanyl wasn't around. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I know they've been using it medically for a long time, but like
it wasn't as commonplace in everything, or could potentially be in everything.
Not at all.
Right.
On the street, it was fucking heroin and meth. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's how it was for me for a long time. I didn't start seeing fentanyl around like actually hit in where I was in Oklahoma for until like 2020.
Okay.
But I know down here it was kind of already in full swing, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like so very quickly, like I'm going from, DXM to cocaine to meth, like that, like back to back. I was 14,
Okay, so you were more of a, well, it's funny because you did the cough syrup, which was kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But then you were like, oh, okay, cool. I need to.
No, man. And like, I still to this day, like say that like I've never felt better than I ever have before that first time I did meth. The first time I ever did meth was the in the big book, like every fucking buddy likes to say like, oh man, when I got high for the first time, it was like Bill said, like I arrived, what I mean? Like, yeah, it was like that for me, bro, but like everything was fucking just different, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like some grandiose fucking moment where I felt like I'd made it. Like I was just really fucking cranked out and I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like oh, I can handle life now and everything's
I can see
better.
You're like I can see through walls,
bro. I'm just as fucking awkward as I am on drugs or off drugs. It doesn't matter,
right?
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But
I was just really amped up.
Yeah, bro. I loved it, and then I kept doing it. And everyone else didn't. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so. I don't know, man. Like I went on, I had a bunch of family stuff going on where I just basically wanted to keep getting high and fucking off and breaking the law and doing shit like that.
Well, so the family stuff was like stuff that you wanted to avoid dealing with, like emotionally, or
no, like, yeah, in a way, but like basically I, was getting really involved. Like I was hanging out with a lot of fucking, unsavory fucking characters.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And my parents.
What were their names? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Bro, you go to the fucking Colony High School, it's on and popping, bro. It's like it's pretty like.
Okay.
It's pretty rough, I guess.
Right.
But. So the whole sports and college and everything, I'm fucking, that's out of there, bro.
Yeah, that's not you.
All I want to do now is fucking break the law, steal shit, and get high.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I did. You know what I mean? Like all my friends went to fucking UT and you know what I mean? Out of high school, right? They went to fucking Texas Tech or whatever fucking bullshit college and they were going to. I went to jail. You know what I mean? Right. So like this was kind of my coming of age story was very fucking different than
I just fucking love the way, dude. I just love how descriptive he is. He's at Texas Tech or whatever fucking bullshit college. I went to fucking jail.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, man, like I don't know. I'm actually pretty glad that I had that experience because looking back at it, like what I'm doing now and like I never really thought I was going to go to college or anything. I never.
Well, I mean, college isn't for everybody.
No.
Obviously, it's not for Chad or myself.
I have a fucking degree. Fuck you.
Good for you.
Fuck you.
Anyway.
You're not my dad.
Yeah, thank
That's
God.
why you don't know.
Thank God.
My dad knows.
All right.
You don't know.
Even now, man,
Your dad
I'm
paid
not
for it.
even open to the idea of like, I mean, people will say like it's never too late to do that or whatever. And in my case, it would be like UTI.
Yeah.
Like tech school.
Sure. But you've kind of already learned that on the job training style, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, dude, it took me a long time. Like I had my parents, I ran away for a little while for like a couple weeks and I was staying in a fucking tent at like 15, 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
In Little Elm Lake.
Okay.
With all my buddies.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All your other, were they runaways as well?
Fuck yeah. Bro, they like.
A little camp?
their parents were also like addicts and
A little
stuff.
camp of hood rats.
Bro, it was so cool to me because my buddy at the time, like we would hang out all the time and skip school and like do all this shit, and I'd be like, oh, well, my fucking dad's tripping, and he was like, bro, all you gotta fucking do is literally disobey your fucking parents like times a million, and then they'll stop trying to fucking like worry about you. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, that sounds fucking, you know what I mean? That sounds like
great.
a good idea. So he was like, that's what I did with my dad, bro. I just fucking did whatever I wanted until finally he gave up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's kind of what I was trying to do.
You were aiming for that. You were aiming high.
But in a way, like, you know, the dream of like wanting to sell dope and fucking, you know, carry guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of fizzled out very quickly. Because like me and my brother really thought that we were like
gangsters,
had an operation,
right?
You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like,
we're big time.
And then I get into sophomore year and I fucking moved to Richardson because my dad moved to Oklahoma for his job.
Okay.
And I moved to Richardson where I live now.
Okay.
So I was at J.J. Pierce High School.
Right.
And the first day of school, I was pissed about it, bro. I did not want to move schools or any fucking shit like that. And as soon as I got there, I found...
The disgruntled new kid.
Bro, at the first day, I swear to God, I found the hood rats, bro.
Oh, yeah.
In computer class or whatever, and we fucking skipped school the next day.
All right,
you know?
yeah.
And so,
They're not hard to spot.
No, man, it went on like that for, you know, we were doing, you know, Xanax was a big part of, like, my beginning drug years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing a lot of Xanax and Coke and stuff like that. And... we would skip school every fucking day. I mean, I probably had like 20 or 30 days, you know, give or take of missed school absences.
Right.
And they...
unexcused absences, right?
Yeah, and I had a custody situation with my parents at this time. There had been one before, I think, but like...
Okay.
I pretty much fucking lied to the court and everyone, like the counselors and everybody, because I wanted to keep getting high and fucking breaking the law and doing dumb shit.
Okay.
So I knew that would be easier for me to do.
What was the lie that you told in order
So I basically told the court that like my mom's house and like that side of the family is just not working out, and I said all this all this dishonest shit about what was going on there. And kind of in a way, like, because I was using drugs and acting out, of course my mom would fucking freak out.
Right. So I don't want to go to my mom's house because she's going to...
But it wasn't even really that, man. Like, I was bold-faced lying, saying it was like, you know, I mean, I don't fucking remember. I told them, like, that it was not fit for me to live there.
Right.
Like, it was
an unsafe environment.
Yeah, unsafe environment.
But this tent by Little Elm over
exactly.
here is all good,
exactly. So then I fucking moved, and I did all that so I could basically go to, like, say fuck it and leave Texas and go try something new. And
okay.
I think I really thought in my head, like, yeah, it was, so me and my mom, like, didn't speak for a long time, you know, because of that. It was really fucked up.
Right, because you threw her under the bus, so to speak.
Yes.
Right.
And so I knew, like, if I go up to Oklahoma, man, it's a fresh start. You know what I mean? I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't have to worry about, you know, my mom, you know, is very...
I can escape my past.
Well, dude, my mom's, like, my biggest supporter.
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so
you don't realize that at the time.
And being someone that's not, like, an addict or alcoholic, like, to see your kid go through this stuff, I'm sure is fucking frightening.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you know, she was very, very involved in trying to keep me away from going that route.
Yeah.
But I fucking did what I do, and I went and did it anyways. You know what I mean? So I moved to Oklahoma with my dad. And this is like 26. This is before the Vegas shooting. I know that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Okay.
That's just the thing I use to like gauge.
That's your
time, you know what I
timeline.
mean? Yeah.
Okay. Chad's timeline is 9/11. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie, pull up 9/11.
Dude.
Hey, real quick. Let's throw to a commercial.
All right.
We've got our good friend Max the Axe, our sponsor at
Max the
Lone
Axe.
Star Injury Attorneys. If you go to thispinklawyer.com.
ThisPinkLawyer.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to
If you go to
thispinklawyer.com. Okay. Do you want to do it?
No, dude, you do it. I'm just the voice of reason. You do it.
Anyway, thispinklawyer.com. And he will help you with your personal injury needs.
Yeah, man.
And he practices in Texas and California. So hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up. Or just call him. Be like, hey, man.
There you go.
They said to call you. Say Kelly Reverb said to call you.
There you go.
He was like, so you're cool.
And then we also actually have some new music.
Or maybe
and
not.
Chad is going to play it.
When?
I think now.
Take off the shirt mill, take off the Dolce, take off the Birkin bag. Take all that designer bullshit off, and what do you have? Word in a panic, the women is panic, the men on the run, the men on the run. The law take advantage, the market is crashing, the industry wants. Sleep in the box, but they making a mockery, following us. Watching for love, y'all getting fucked, 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 y'all getting fucked.
There we go. Love it. That is actually a song called Open Up and streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. YouTube Music as well. And then the first song was a remix of Kendrick Lamar, which is available for... he gets the canned flatulence. But that is available on SoundCloud. So if you go to soundcloud.com/Kelly Reverb, that mix is available for free download.
There's a whole bunch of other stuff
Or
on
you
there.
can just listen to it a bunch.
Yeah, man, there's a whole bunch of other stuff on there.
That's
like
right. Yeah, we've got a
Arcade
whole...
Fire, Depeche Mode, Bjork.
There is actually there's a playlist on my SoundCloud that says 100% free download remixes, and
it's all the
they're
stuff.
all there.
It's all the stuff.
They're all there.
They're all there.
They're all there.
Hey, man, they're there.
Hey, man.
Hey,
So,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
if you
sure
get a
they're
chance,
there.
be sure and follow us on there, and we've got a bunch of new stuff coming out. Speaking of that, the intro song, Activate, is out April 11th, so it'll be out
it'll already be
by
out.
the time this airs. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But,
Because time's not linear here for us. at this
Exactly.
Pink Cloud.
We are
not linear.
multi-dimensional.
Multi-dimensional beings.
Multi-dimensional.
We just multi-denty more.
We ate so much goddamn denty more that we just became non-linear time travelers when
There
we
we
take our shits.
Omnidirectional.
Omnidirectional, yeah, dude. There you go.
All right. Well, cool. So, yeah, back to your story there, Garrett.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I went to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Fucking boomer sooner. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
out in the country.
Sure.
And like
Fucking boomer sooner.
meth is very prevalent there. You know what I mean? So I fucking I fit in very well.
Right. Well, what now, was weed legal at the time?
It became legal while I lived there.
Okay. Yeah.
But
And all the other drugs kind of dropped in criminalization.
that's what they fucking thought, bro. But I mean, it
All the other party favors are still happening.
yeah, very much.
Right.
Well,
Very
no,
much
I'm
so.
talking about like legally, like they dropped the criminalization
Oh, yeah.
classes
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, I don't. And in Oklahoma, you can get a ticket for meth possession.
Well, I've always thought it was.
Heroin.
I always thought it was funny in Oklahoma that the beer has a lighter amount of
Yeah,
alcohol. It's
it
like
does.
3.5 beer, but
4.3.
well, there you
Yeah.
go. But then weed's legal.
Yeah.
Weed's all
Yeah.
good, dude.
Dude, I mean, it's kind of smart the way they did it because like that is a very kind of like as far as I understand, it's a poorer state.
Oh yeah.
In like as far as the infrastructure
Well,
goes.
now that's part of their huge
And
part of
now-
their
yeah.
income. Yeah.
Now it's like a very big cash crop.
yeah.
Brought a lot of money to Oklahoma.
Sure.
And by-
Oklahoma, the
yeah,
weed
they
state.
call it Smokelahoma.
Smokelahoma.
Hell yeah.
There we
It's
go.
pretty,
I love it.
It's
Yeah.
pretty catchy. But
Shout out Smokelahoma.
the fucking dude, shout out 405 fucking
Shout out 405.
but they now there's a bunch of people moving there because the property tax is cheaper.
Right.
You can fucking
Oh yeah. We were there, and it
Yeah.
was just like insane. Yeah.
you can shoot guns and all you want. It's fucking awesome.
right.
But the thing is, like, for someone like moving to Tulsa or fucking Yukon,
Right.
El Reno, or fucking wherever that's like
Right.
kind of like it is here, but just smaller.
Sure.
You have to like obviously be like a drug addict or an alcoholic to like get around and find your way into this like crazy fucking lifestyle out there, bro. Because I moved to Shawnee, and this is a very fucking
Small.
crime-ridden,
Yeah.
small drug-infested town. And I lived just outside of it.
Okay.
And I went to finish high school there.
Okay.
But while I thought when I moved there I was gonna have a fresh start and like it was gonna be cool because no one fucking knew me and whatever.
Right.
And
And I can start over.
I get to this
right.
school and continue to sell drugs and get in trouble.
Sure.
Immediately.
Now, is your dad at this time? Is your dad still
My dad was
still a raging alcoholic or alcoholic?
no. My
or-
dad got sober in the late '90s.
Okay.
And then he was sober for a while. And then later on, he had some, breaks in his sobriety. Obviously. And then as far as I know, like he became like somewhat of a dry drunk. His sponsor killed himself.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? His sponsor shot himself, and they were like best friends. And,
Right.
like, my dad's sponsor's wife was my mom's Al-Anon sponsor.
Oh, wow.
So they were very like close to
Yeah.
it, And then that happened, and everything kind of like
Yeah, kind of blew up
went
the
to
whole
shit, I
game.
think,
Yeah.
So, man, I get kicked out of school and like all this stupid shit. I had to graduate online,
Okay.
and
GED style.
yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I got my diploma, but I had to do it online because I got expelled.
Right. Gotcha.
I was selling Xanax and shit like that.
Right.
And like kind of like I said earlier, man, I graduated by the fucking, hair on my neck or whatever the fuck people
Right.
that stupid
Sure.
saying
Whatever
is.
the term is.
By the grace of
And
God.
I fucking, just started going to jail immediately. Like I just gave up and didn't pursue anything like
Except for selling drugs.
I didn't pursue anything of the educational or like workforce variety. I just went to
Right.
fucking breaking the law.
Sure. Well, it
Wasn't
sounds like
even
you were
selling
kind of doing that the whole time.
The entire time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even like really selling enough drugs to be like, in high school, yeah. But when I got out of high school and everyone's like doing their own shit, I just would hang around and fucking get high. So then like I started doing heroin, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'd been doing meth for, 6 years at that point or whatever. So I get
okay.
on heroin and then now everything's IV. You know what I mean? I start shooting up. And this
And
is...
so with the meth, were you smoking it or what were
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was smoking it, snorting it
Okay.
for a long time.
Right.
And then, I was eating it, obviously.
Yeah.
But Xanax and fucking, I was a pothead for a long time, too.
Uh-huh.
But when I started doing hard drugs all the time, I quit smoking weed.
Okay.
And like now, I still can't smoke weed because it makes me too anxious.
Dude,
but
right. Well, a lot of people say that weed, like, you know, it mellows them out, but it actually
Freaks me out.
Well, it actually gives you know, some people anxiety. A lot of people.
I smoked so much weed, and you know how I quit smoking weed? I started doing a shit ton of heroin.
Yeah.
And you know what happened when I started smoking weed again, or tried to smoke weed again? I started having fucking panic attacks, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the
I
same
can't
for
do
me.
it.
The same for me, man. And I'm also not 13 fucking years old anymore. So
Right.
I like, you know, fentanyl and crack and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But when I was smoking weed, you know, like you said, it became legal. Then, like, now my friends are working in the fucking pot farms.
Sure.
And shit like that. And it's
Right.
like, you know, they're creating all this new, like, THCA. And
Right,
shit like
yeah.
that, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
crystals and all this.
Oh yeah,
CBD,
dude, all this,
GB39.
yeah, right, exactly.
And
Delta
you know,
47,622.
government issue,
dude,
kinda
it was
like
fucking
weed.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, I can go get a weed card because I'm 19.
Right.
But I can't go buy a fucking pistol
Right,
You know what
or
I
a
mean?
beer.
or a beer or
Right.
or cigarettes. I was
Sure.
I was 19 when they passed the law to change the smoking age to 21.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I've been buying cigarettes legally for, you know, a year.
Right.
And then I was like, well, what the fuck, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean? This is the stupidest thing ever. You can go buy a fucking assault rifle if you're 18, but you can't buy cigarettes.
How old do you have to be to? Is there a weed age in Oklahoma? Is that 21?
I think it's 18. Maybe might be 21.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
would think it
sure.
would be 21
I don't
if you
really fucking
can't.
care.
You can smoke weed, but
Yeah.
not cigarettes.
Yeah.
if you're 18.
I think
we're
they-
encouraging everybody to start off on weed and then graduate to cigarettes.
Well, of course, if you have like an actual medical reason, like
Sure.
there, bro, and I'm sure you guys know, like in Colorado or anywhere. I mean, not Colorado anymore, but the way it was when it first started. The dispensaries are here, and now like down the road from my dad's house is a fucking pot field like I've never seen before in my life, bro. It's fucking acres of plants. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And they have armed guards and shit, you know?
Right.
But it's like for that area and like that time in America, I think like there was a lot of mixed emotions, like politically about what they wanted to do with it, and so you know everyone saw how much money it was bringing to Oklahoma, and then they made it a lot easier to get. So like you could go to the fucking dispensary. They have a doctor on staff.
Yeah.
There at the dispensary. And you say,
Of course.
Hey, you know, I've got
Dude,
some anxiety and a little back pain.
And I think I got some like a touch of
Dude,
glaucoma.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Bro, you could go in
I'm
there-
21 and I think I have
You
glaucoma.
can go in there and say, hey, someone just cut me off in traffic. I'm a little upset.
Right.
And they'll fucking write
Oh,
you a
you've
script,
got
bro.
some
You know what I mean?
PTSD. Oh,
Yeah,
PTSD.
exactly.
Okay, cool.
Post-traffic stress
Right,
disorder.
Right.
And they, bro, it's in 30 minutes you walk out.
Right.
You pay
Well,
$200.
I mean, I'm kind of an advocate for just legalizing it all, but
Everything,
also having it regulated. You know, so you don't have like the fentanyl slipping in and rearing its head.
I think they do that in the overseas.
Yeah,
you know, in
So,
Europe.
yeah, and I think they're also doing that in Portugal as well.
Yeah. Portugal.
But
I don't know, did you just say that like that? Say it again.
I did.
he just said it like he was
Tortuga, dude.
right.
They are very like,
But I mean,
advanced.
but the thing is I think you know that ends the war on drugs, and then you have to figure out you know what else is there. You know, I mean, obviously, mafia and other type of people are going to find something else to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's just all a waste of time. And if you would allocate that money towards like education and treatment, you know, I think it would be a lot smoother.
Yeah.
But that's just my thoughts.
yeah, man, I know they're doing it pretty fucking, I like how they do it in Canada.
Right.
You know, with really, I think with the Reagan administration and all that stuff,
Hey.
man, it fucking went, you know.
Right.
Like, we definitely went the wrong way with this.
Oh, yeah, the war
you know?
on drugs.
The war on drugs.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a fucking war on drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, there's always going to be.
But you know
a
what?
market for
Wars always generate money.
That's very true.
So
I mean, you know, the deal is here that they don't want to talk about, you know what I mean, is like we get so much fucking money from the drug business here.
Oh yeah.
And the suppliers.
Well,
from
and then
Mexico and shit.
don't forget they want to keep the prisons full too, because those are privately owned as well.
Well, dude, they give us the drugs and we give them the guns. You
Right.
know what I mean, that's like our mutual relationship.
Right.
With the
Did somebody
cartels and
say
stuff.
Reagan administration?
Yeah. Right.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Anyway.
Bro, that's fucking sick though.
One
That's
day.
sick, bro. But yeah, we'll that's a new one that we got coming out.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I mean, so you're in this environment in Oklahoma, and you know, weed has just been legalized, and then so
And I'm shooting meth and heroin every day.
meth and heroin.
Yeah,
Okay.
both. I have to have both.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
He's like me,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Once I started doing one
Speed-
with the other, I'm
Yeah,
not doing.
I can't
I
do
can't do
speedballer,
heroin by
right.
itself. I can't
Sure.
do anything by itself. It has to be two things because one
Right.
is not enough.
Yeah, and I also, you know, like, so now I'm overdosing.
Okay.
Now
is
I'm
that
getting-
like on a regular?
So it's happened to me twice.
Yeah. Okay.
That I know of. You know, my dad claims that he's found me OD'd like a couple more times than the ones that I know about.
Right.
But
Is that from like
Yeah.
just those drugs, or is it from fentanyl?
heroin,
or?
yeah, just
Okay.
heroin. This
Okay.
was
just heroin.
This is
That's
all,
okay.
yeah.
Just
it was
heroin.
just a little H. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Just a
sure.
little heroin.
But they, you know, up there they call it dark,
Okay.
and they call dope or meth. They call it clear.
Okay.
You know, here they call it ice cream and fucking all this fancy shit. But up there it's just like they call it, you know, whatever. And so that was my whole life, dude. Like I would get up and I had a system where if I couldn't fucking like steal, you know, money from my family, or if I couldn't fucking get it from somebody, or I couldn't sell drugs or whatever to make what I needed to get, you know, through the day, I would go to fucking wherever, Walmart, you know,
Right.
whatever. And I got so good at stealing like electronics and all this,
Right.
whatever I wanted, plus like flashlights and knives and tweaker shit that I liked. You know what I mean?
Right. Stuff that I could take
yeah.
apart later.
And so I would get whole shopping bags, shopping carts full of shit,
Uh-huh.
and I would leave and go pawn it. You know, I'd steal it and go pawn it.
How would you get out? Like just
I'd walk out the fucking
dash
front door.
Yeah.
No, you just like you act like you just bought everything.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
And
mean?
then just cruise.
I would steal a bunch of sacks on the way in,
Ah.
and I would get all of the stuff, go to like a corner of the Walmart that like cameras aren't like
Uh-huh.
that good at,
Right.
and I would bag it all up.
Oh, okay.
And make it look like I
Cool.
Just bought
I
a
just
bunch
need
of
it.
shit.
I want everybody to
Dude,
have a tip
I
in
stole
case.
a fucking crossbow one time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And,
how did you? Was that just in the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
In the bottom. You know?
Okay.
And I put dog food in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dog food over the crossbow.
Yeah. Well, the crossbow was in the bottom section.
Right.
Everything in the top was like I had sound bars in there. I had fucking, you know, speakers.
Yeah.
And, you know, so this is what my life for years, bro.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Then I
Plus,
got
I mean, but you had been in and out of prison.
no, the whole
Or
time
how many?
I've been in jail probably 22 times.
Okay.
But
22.
How old are you,
mugshots.
dude?
24.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
But I never
Congratulations.
went to prison, thank God. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I was about to,
Uh-huh.
and they offered me drug court,
Okay.
so I did drug court.
Okay.
You know, but at the time, like I'm still like in and out of fucking jail. Now it's gotten so bad for me. I'm shooting like wasp spray dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Black flag.
yeah. Tell us about how does that
So
work?
man, in Oklahoma, they grow dope.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they basically get a fucking 50-gallon drum, and they get like 9% gun bluing and nickel welding rods, and you know liquid ammonia and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they put it in this barrel,
Okay.
and they bury it for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
They put like a pantyhose on the top, or like fishing line all the way around,
Mm-hmm.
and the temperature and the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed with the welding rods and the gun bluing, and you have to use self-activated charcoal like for fish tanks, and
Okay.
it fucking grows. It's like the shards grow up the barrel.
Okay.
And so after 30 days, like they take it out of the ground, and you've got shards like this fucking big.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like you can make like 20 pounds off of one thing, and that's like that's like $40,000 worth of meth right there. You know?
Right.
So it's very common for people to do that. They're not fucking around with.
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
not
cook
like
it
it's
anymore.
not like a meth
Yeah,
lab.
it's
It's
not.
just like
Now, dude, and they have stuff like this in
it's
Mexico.
like Mother Nature's little easy bake oven.
Yeah, people think that like a lot of it comes from Mexico.
Uh-huh.
But bro, in the fucking sticks out there, these motherfuckers are getting down with. I'm talking about like they'll get a backhoe,
Oh yeah,
dig the fucking ground out.
of course.
Rows of this shit.
Right,
Pounds.
much,
and pounds.
much more profitable than
Yeah,
wheat.
fuck yeah, dude. From
Yeah.
Alabama all the way to New Mexico.
Right,
man.
the old I call that the dirt raver belt.
That's where all the good like old school meth cooks come from,
Right.
and like all the new age people that are growing it. But like to the black flag thing, if they're too lazy to even do that and grow it,
right.
they'll get black flag wasp spray and spray it on a fucking window screen.
Okay.
Get a car battery,
Charge it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're crystals.
and everything that shakes off
Uh-huh.
is dope.
Oh, nice. Well,
So
there
we-
you go.
Welcome to
kids.
instant psychosis.
There you go,
Yeah.
kids.
Little did I know when you
Right.
shoot it up every day, it puts like giant sores and lesions on you.
Ah.
So I had, staph infection at one point. I had like all these.
Chad had endocarditis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It wasn't that
Right.
serious, but just from the meth alone,
Uh-huh.
I would get sores and lesions all over me.
Oh,
so
wow.
I always looked like a zombie. You know what
Sure.
I mean? And dude, I remember this so specifically because there was such a long period of my life where I wasn't doing anything but getting high and fucking off, and it was like the worst, darkest time of my life. But the one thing that like stuck out about that more, because now, man, like I would live at home, but then I would leave and get kicked out, and I would live at home, and then I would get like a job for a little while, and then I would fucking still be using, and like all this stuff. It was just weird, and so me and my dad started to get really like in fights, like physical,
Right.
and like drinking and all this stuff. Like we would like crash the fuck out, you know what I
Right.
mean? And so then I would go stay out on the street, for God knows how long, and like I was just in and out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I had just gotten out and came back, and there was this fucking guard. I don't know where the fuck he's from. Like France or some shit like that.
Okay.
In Oklahoma. I was always like, what the fuck is this dude doing here?
Right.
Fucking, you know what I mean? His name is Belshi.
Okay.
And I was taking my shit with me. I had sores all over my face.
Uh-huh.
I had my hair, it used to be long,
Uh-huh.
And I'm cuffed up and they're taking me to the back, and he's like, Startz, why do you keep doing this, man?
All right.
And like those words cut into me like a fucking knife, bro.
All right.
He was like, why do you keep coming back here?
Uh-huh.
And I swear to God, I couldn't give him
An answer?
An answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't say like anything because in the way he said it.
Except
and-
fuck you, Belch.
yeah, dude, I was just like, I don't fucking know,
Right.
man. The cops are fucking assholes. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean?
Right.
'Cause I thought that.
The cops aren't cool with me
Yeah.
fucking raiding
I-
Walmart.
dude, I
and
thought that
shooting. Right.
I thought it was the drug task force issue, not mine.
Right,
That
yeah,
they
of
wanna
course.
Waste time on fucking people like me that just
Right.
that just shoot up
Right.
when they could be like raiding houses and
Right.
doing cool shit like that. But
Cool shit.
they,
All right.
But man, like even till now, that's one thing I remember from that time
Uh-huh.
period where I'm like, damn, bro, that's so fucking deep. Yet it was
Uh-huh.
such a simple question.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so like inevitably I go to drug court and like I'm legally required now. I went to treatment for the first time. And
Oh,
then I
okay.
get out, it's called in Cushing, Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's called Valley Hope.
Okay.
They have one here too.
All right.
But in Oklahoma it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, is Valley Hope, is that state funded or is that private?
no, it's private.
Okay.
I asked my cellmate one time when I was in jail, like, hey, man, I'm thinking about going to rehab. Like, where should I go? And he told me that place.
Okay.
It's like a 5-story mansion.
Okay.
It's like Gone with the Wind mansion. You know
Nice.
what I mean? It's like that.
Right.
But they renovated it into a treatment center.
Okay.
And so I was dating this girl, and we both went to treatment and then, like, got out and then relapsed again. And so it went on like this forever. You know what I mean? I would kind of get some moments of sobriety together, but it was miserable, and I would go back out,
Right.
Just like everyone fucking talks about.
Sure.
But
Well, also take into consideration, and I mean, I'm not giving you an excuse, but you are a younger guy.
Yeah.
So, like, when you get a little bit older, like Chad,
Fuck you. You're old.
he always
No shit.
Chad always
You're old.
No, Chad always shits on me for how old
Yeah,
I am.
yeah,
so
'cause you're old.
I'm just shitting on him for how old he is. but you know, you actually realize that, like, you know, you've had enough time on the you know, the
He's an alcoholic, so he lies. I'm not old.
that's right. You're a heroin addict and you don't lie.
Dude, alcoholics lie, dude.
Whatever, dude. Everybody lies. Every drug dealer,
No, you lie.
every type of addict lies.
I think addict or not, everyone lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just alcoholics are the worst.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Because worse than heroin users.
Yeah.
Right. Of course. But anyway, so like, you know, I mean, the thing is, you know, Chad's had a little more time on the hamster wheel, and you know, I mean, so have I. But so where it's like, you know, you're a young guy, and people say, "Oh, you got your life ahead of you," you know. I mean, what is it that you're going to do, you know, like now, that hopefully will bring you long term
That's a really
success?
good question, honestly, because man, I felt like I was like, okay, I've been in addiction for 10 years since I was a kid, right?
Sure,
Since I was
yeah.
14. So
That's all you really knew.
I got to AA. You know what I mean? I would go shoot dope in the bathroom and come back out in the meeting and talk about being sober.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And like, because I had to get my fucking paper signed. you know?
Yeah, of course.
And then I go.
Well, first off, you should have just had somebody else sign it.
Yeah, I did that a lot, actually.
Okay.
But
All right.
that was my first experience, like, with that. I never fucking thought it was important to actually, like, work the steps. You know, I didn't fucking even know what it was.
Right.
Like, I would go to the meetings and, like, drink fucking coffee and that's it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I moved down to Texas. I go to treatment again, right?
Right.
I go to Texas, and now I'm, like, actually in recovery. In Texas recovery. And so this is, like, the experience I had where I fucking worked the steps and, like, I was doing good, and I went fucking back out because I wasn't doing anything right.
Okay.
Or I wasn't doing everything honestly, open-minded, and willingly. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So you tried to work the steps
My
prior.
way. I tried it my way.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
And by that, I'm saying, bro, I was doing fucking H&Is, and I was, like, being available to sponsor, and I was meeting with my sponsor, and I was fucking going to meetings and all
Right.
the shit they fucking tell you to do.
Yeah.
I
you
was
were
doing.
You were checking boxes.
But I was not doing it for the intent of growing spiritually. I was doing it to fucking look good, and
Right.
because I was in sober living and I fucking had to.
Checking
You know what I
boxes,
mean?
yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And everything, meditate, like, spiritually, I was bankrupt, as they fucking call it, right?
Uh-huh.
But I wasn't, like, I thought that maybe if I do this enough of this stuff and help people, then, like, I'll feel better.
Well, you know,
what I mean?
I'm not going to say that, you know, being in that environment, some of it will rub off on you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, being around it. So it's not, even though you were doing the steps shittily,
Yeah.
you know, it's not a bad thing to be around that, because I
it's
think,
not.
you know, you know, through osmosis or whatever, you're going to actually pick up on some shit and maybe use that later
Yeah.
and maybe improve. And I think
It's possible. I mean, I fucking I just went and I, like, worked the steps. But the thing is, like, bro, I would be fucking very particular about, like, what I was willing to do and what I wasn't willing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm okay. I'm okay with 1, 2, and 3,
Yes.
but 4 and 5, I'm gonna go ahead and glaze over
And then I'm just going to
those.
skip to 12.
Right.
Man, I fucking I came to love it.
Uh-huh.
Like the being in the fucking the realm of recovery.
Sure.
But when and this is what I like to, like, say, bro, because this is my fucking
Experience.
Garrett's the death metal fucking mechanics experience.
Right.
Is what happened, bro, is I can fucking go into the rooms and talk a lot of fucking hot shit about what I'm doing spiritually and, like, how I'm
How you're on fire.
how I'm on fire and I
Right.
fucking carry the fucking message. and,
Right.
like, I'm fucking on point. But when I fucking go home, what am I actually doing?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing when nobody's fucking looking? And it's time for me to fucking get on my knees and pray.
Right.
Or, like, I'm going through tough times in my life or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm like, from the outside perspective, I'm doing it, but am I really fucking doing it when I'm by myself
Sure.
And there's no one but me and my fucking higher power, bro. I'm not fucking meditating or writing nightly inventory, bro. You know what I mean? I might go jerk off and fucking and go.
I was gonna say,
bro, I'm telling you, I might go watch a murder documentary.
Chad's the edging king.
Yeah, I believe it. I really. This is the fucking fact of the matter, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Kelly fucking goes home, eats Denty more while he edges, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that term, edging. That's hilarious. but so I mean, the thing is yeah, it seems like, are you honest with yourself? You know, like, are
Dude,
you?
that's where it gets tricky, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
people, like, let's say we're talking about the fourth step right now.
Okay.
Or let's say we're talking about dishonesty.
Right.
And, like, let's pretend that we're in a meeting right now. And these people, you know, will share and say, you know, at first I had to be honest to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro,
I've heard that.
Shut the fuck up.
I've heard
You know what
that
I mean?
voice before. Right.
And so that's my judgmental thinking, but, like,
Sure.
it is true.
Right.
Can be.
Right.
But I think, like, for me, and this is just my like experience, being directly dishonest to someone, like straight up lying, and to make your life easier,
Yeah.
not necessarily like, oh, to spare them some, you know, trouble.
Right.
Like, if I'm directly being dishonest with somebody, then that fucks me up more than anything.
Yeah.
You
Why do
know?
you say that?
Unknowingly, because like, that is like the first domino to fall in my you're fucked cycle. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
it
if
sounds
I'm
like,
being
I mean, because
dishonest-
you were doing that with your mom and
Fuck
all
yeah.
that kind of shit.
No,
So
yeah.
it's like
with
it's like
everybody,
a cycle.
with
Yeah.
everybody, bro. Because, like, what I want to do is, like, fucking say I'll do a bunch of shit and say I'm doing good and say I'm gonna do this and fucking that.
Right.
But really, I'm gonna spend all my money on piercings and tattoos. I'm not gonna fucking pay my debt or whatever. I'm not gonna fucking, like, go do like what I say I'm gonna be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And this doesn't just come from not fulfilling my commitments, but this comes from, like, me lying for fucking pity. Or lying to people to fucking make my life easier, or to, like, for status or whatever it is. That unknowingly makes me sicker than anything, because now I've got all this self-will built up to where I'm acting out, like, sexually, and I'm fucking trying to fucking stick my dick wherever I can.
Sure.
Or I'm fucking, you know, making all these dumb decisions based on self that, like, I know are probably wrong, but I don't give a fuck anyways. Because now I'm just in this mode of, like, I'm gonna fucking do what I want. And maybe I'll.
And
get away
when's the
with
bubble
it.
gonna burst?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, we've had people, like, on the show that, you know, have just, you know, gone out and basically, I'm like, did we cause their relapse? You know, but
No,
you
man,
know, I mean,
I-
this is real shit you're saying.
No, it's like, bro, I can fucking come on here and, like, talk about, you know, page 24 in the big books.
right. You can quote
have
that
no
big book
choice.
all you want.
But, bro, that doesn't fucking matter at all.
Right.
Because if I'm not actually going out and living it when I fucking leave this room, then anything that, like, I've fucking done so far is pointless.
Right.
Right?
Well,
Because
so
I
what
can't
what
fucking-
things are you doing to live the lifestyle?
And
I mean, obviously,
bro, for-
obviously, being honest with yourself is huge.
Yeah, for sure. But for me, like, I mean, man, I really love, obviously, like, I like carrying the message and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's a big part of my recovery, you know? what I
Okay.
mean? And working with others and just doing, and, you know, man, I'm not fucking Mark Houston, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, fucking out here, you know, doing lectures and shit about
I don't know who
steps.
Mark Houston is, but
I don't
all right.
either. Hopefully the listeners do.
Right. Mark,
I'm not Jaquel Von Halen.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I like I'm out here doing like, number one, it's really, like, obviously helping others. Obviously trying to expand, like, my spiritual standing with my God. You know what I mean? But really just experiencing, like, my life every day in a way that's not that's different, because, bro, I fucking went to treatment here in Texas 3 fucking times.
Sure.
Back to back. Like, and this is while I was, like, supposed to be working the steps. So I
Right.
figured out what the fuck it is to, like, do this shit my way. But now I'm trying to do it, like, the way I feel God would have me be. You know what I
Right.
mean? Instead of just doing all this stuff and then in my free time or like
doing the Garrett program,
or bro, just actually fucking saying that I am and not actually doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that for me, I guess looks like being very available and like getting very fucking uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like very uncomfortable.
Right.
With
do you have
whether
any
it's whatever I wanna do.
speaking of uncomfortable, do you have any like kind of safety valves, safeguards, as far as like when you're feeling like restless, irritable, or discontent?
I get piercings.
You get piercings, okay, dude. And you're pierced head to toe, I guess.
No, just my face.
Oh, okay, cool.
For now.
All right.
Kelly said he was going to ask you, dude, if you had the dingus done, dude.
But the old.
No, it sounds cool to be like, these are just the ones you can see.
That's right, dude. I got my trap door shut. I saw that on Jackass once, where Steve-O actually had the I want that closed permanently.
And dude, like I don't know, it's cool. Like what when you actually, and I think. Like the spirituality aspect of it was something I slacked on extremely hard before. Mm-hmm. And now actually doing it like one-on-one, you know what I mean? And like doing the things that I wasn't like, I didn't have the fucking willingness to do this shit before, to pray every day.
Right.
And to fucking meditate and do all this stuff. But like, yes, I get to, I don't have to.
Right.
But the thing is like, bro, I can try to help as many people as I can, but if I'm not really practicing the spiritual stuff in my personal life with every interaction I fucking have, and obviously I'm not going to do it 100% of the time, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be perfect, but like I try to fucking just be like, bro, am I fucking better today than I was yesterday?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really all, if I can answer yes, and if there's a possibility it helps someone else out before I help myself today, then I've done my job as a recovered addict. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Whether that be directly with other addicts that I go, carry the message to and work with, either through sponsorship or fellowshipping or H&I situations or whatever.
Right.
Or like, bro, my fucking friends right now that I was in treatment, like my friends and stuff like that are around me, like are dropping like flies right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and this is the thing that like I found it is different. Like we all have this common theme of getting out of treatment and doing well, but then like after the 6-month mark, like something fucking happens and we just start doing shit our way. And then we end up back at fucking wherever the fuck.
I think that's important that you point that out because, 6 months, look, any clean time is a win. Okay. Yeah. But, like after that 6-month mark, then it's like, okay, well, I accomplished that. So I can probably go out and maybe, navigate this shit. I got the shit now. I got it in check. Yeah, or even when you get to a year, you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to let my guard down a little bit. And I think I got this.
That's another thing that I talk about to people. Yeah, I had talked to people, Kelly. It's not just you. I talk to people.
All right.
Okay.
Congratulations.
It's like, dude, you can quote the big book all fucking day, right? But all that knowledge and all that fucking rote memorization, whatever you want to fucking call it, where you know all this shit, it's fucking completely useless. Because what are you doing when the door shuts? What are you doing when you walk out? It's the practical application of knowledge. If I knew how to build fucking rockets for NASA and then I just never did it, what the fuck is the point of me knowing that?
Exactly.
So it's the practical application of all this stuff that we learn in all these different recovery programs. And it's like having somebody there to help you like implement it, or like it's, we didn't get fucking good at anything. You don't get good at anything without practicing.
Yeah.
You don't fucking build muscle working out without working out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or steroids. Yeah. Even in steroids, dude, you still got to fucking work out.
Yeah. Or you become
you know what
bloated.
I'm saying? But it's like the knowledge of all this stuff. And if you're not, because he said it on the last episode too, is like my intention is to grow spiritually. That's what I looked at the like going into the recovery with. It's like the intention is now to like connect spiritually and grow, because that's what it is, right? If I'm fucking sitting still, you know what I mean? When water sits still, it collects mosquitoes, and I fucking hate mosquitoes, dude.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But if that water's moving around and it's moving, it's growing, it's growing and expanding, it's growing and it just contracting and all that stuff, dude. And that's life. like we don't get to just sit around for 90 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like recovery is like this whole, I don't know, you said it really well, dude. It's like
An
it's
ecosystem.
uncomfortable.
Right.
It is uncomfortable. All the best things that happen because they didn't happen because like I sat around in a fucking recliner every single day for 90 years. They happened because I got uncomfortable and something cool came out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I wanted to. I mean, our time is up,
Yeah.
dude. But man, that went quick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
man.
like, dude, this guy's 24. I go, his story's not going to last an hour. I'm like, it's pretty fascinating.
Lot of
Yeah.
stuff in there, man.
Yeah.
When
So
I said the last episode, they were like, "Who's on?" You were like, "Who's on next week?" I was like,
I got a guy with enough metal in his face to set the goddamn TSA on fire.
Yeah, I heard that actually.
"Hell yeah,
In the
dude!"
lobby.
right, but yeah, I want to just say thanks for coming out
Yeah,
and
no
sharing
problem.
your
Thanks for
story.
having
I
me,
mean, I
man.
think this is a good thing because you are a young guy, man, and maybe
Yeah.
somebody out there is struggling.
Yeah, there's a lot of young people in this program that kind of just fucking get, you know, and not just in whatever program it might be, but in recovery that
Yeah.
fucking fall out and die really quick. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
Definitely is. It is kind of a cool thing for me to be able to like be one of the people
Right.
that's younger in this shit that's actually.
And
fucking-
you said you got 8 months, right?
yeah right now.
All
yeah.
right, dude. Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Daps,
Thank
there you go, dude. Yeah, man. Well, and then I hope you have, come back and when you got 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll come
man.
back with a fucking chip or something in my
Yeah,
face.
I would
you know
love
what
it, dude. I would love it.
Come back with a chip in my face.
I would love it. You tattoo and like a hanging off, like, right? Yeah. Well, you definitely got to get like some ink for it at
Yeah.
least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it. Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Chad, as always.
As always,
pleasure.
what?
It's always a pleasure, Chad.
You goddamn right it is. You fucking old piece of shit.
Whatever. Yeah. How old are you now? You're almost 40, right?
I'm not a day over 21, brother.
You're 41.
I ain't a
right?
day
when
over
the book
21.
was written.
Right. he was around.
He was
He was
around.
around for the writing of the book with
AA
Bill
number
W.
3,
My
bro.
grandpappy
Nice.
built this land in 1902.
Dude, that fool on the bed,
Hey.
that pictures.
I was gonna like say the Jaywalker was about Chad.
Yeah.
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 Right. That was the story.
That's how I lost my leg.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
That's the story of how I lost my leg. They wrote the book about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Yeah. And then next week we've got possibly Parker, and then we've got some other good guests coming up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
man.
Anyway,
Hey, man.
it'll be fun.
All right, man.
Be sure and tune in next
Like and
week.
subscribe.
And, yeah.
touch
and
it. Touch that button. Touch that fucking button.
Just wanted
Touch
to
the fuck
talk
out of
to
that
it.
button.
Maybe feel it a little
Anyway.
Maybe feel it a little bit. Maybe try and touch it with your tongue.
it just went real creepy. In
Hell
here.
yeah, dude.
Anyway, remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety because if there was, we would all take too many.